Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Osil, and today we are going to talk about my summer perfume tray. So all the perfumes I've chosen to use for this coming summer. It sure doesn't look like summer today. It has been raining all day yesterday. It's gonna rain for a few more days, so I'm sorry if you hear the rain in the background. There's not too much I can do about that. But we have 17 perfumes to go through today. I've tried to rank them, but I will say I just got, about a week ago, I got this discovery set from Charlotte Tilbury, and there's 6 perfumes in here that I kind of want to rank and review separately a little bit later in this video. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. But first, we're going to talk about these other perfumes that I've had that I've gotten to know for a little bit longer, and I think I have a little bit more to say about. I'm more confident in my opinion. So we're going to start at the bottom with this ranking, and it is just so you know, I have a lot of samples that looks like this or just travel sizes because my new hobby is to try out new perfumes. I love getting to know new notes and combinations and new houses of perfumes. It's just become a new passion of mine. And in order for me to do that, I think it's a great thing to purchase discovery sets from different houses and get to know them that way. And if I want to purchase a bigger size bottle, I do that once I've tried them out for a little bit. But in the bottom, this is just Lust for Sun, excuse me, from Juliet Has a Gun. I haven't sprayed this in such a long time, and like the second I spray it, I enjoy it. But then, you know, the opening after that is not for me. And in general, this is not a perfume for me because it is very floral. You have to love that gardenia scent. And I think this is a nice perfume, but for my taste, it's too floral. Overall, I think it's a good perfume if you like florals for summer. Daytime, nighttime, I think it works both ways. It's pretty long lasting, it's strong, powerful. As it dries down completely, I'm kind of left with this soapy scent in a bad way. Not like a fresh, clean scent, but like just very not pleasant soapy scent in my eyes. But I've heard a lot of people loving this scent, so I think it's just a matter of taste, what you like, what you prefer. But I'm just not huge on florals, not like florals. I can enjoy some florals in my perfume, especially more like white florals, but this is just not for me. It's not going to be a repurchase. All right, so this next one I've had for quite a few years, and I haven't used much of it, and there's a reason for that. But this is Jessica Simpson Fancy. Like, Jessica Simpson was, I was a big fan of her back in the days, and that was the main reason why I decided to purchase this. It's weird because it's been such a long time since I sprayed this the last time, same with that Lust for Sun. And as I get to know more and more notes and try out more and more perfumes, I kind of find ways to enjoy the ones that I don't love as much also. And I remember this smelling a lot worse than it actually does right now. But it also has a lot to say on, you know, the chemistry of your skin as well, of course. But this is a floral scent also, but it's a sweet floral. There's the opening is a little bit tropical, which I like. There's like some peachy notes in there, and in the middle I get a little bit of a caramely scent, but what stands out the most is the florals. The gardenia, again, similar to the Lust for Sun that I just talked about, and the jasmine, they're both very prominent and they kind of take that place so that all the other scents, like you get a hint of almond as well, but there's those scents that I typically love the most, like those caramely, gourmand, almondy, tropical scents. They go way in the back, so they're very well hidden, and you're just sort of left with that floral perfume that's not super unique. I feel like it's a very nice, like, feminine scent, but you definitely get that 90s, early 2000 vibes from this perfume, and I think it came out in the early 2000s as well, so it makes sense, but it's not a very unique scent in my eyes. And if it didn't say Jessica Simpson, I would probably, and I sniffed it in the store, I would probably not have purchased this, but I have it now. I think I'm gonna make it a point to try to get some more use out of this summer, but it's just not my favorite. It really isn't. Oh, and it lasts for a good while on me. I'd say around 6 hours. Next up we have, this is a newer scent to me. I got a tiny sample ones in like a gift with purchase or something when it first came out, and I remember loving it. And then I saw that Eden Perfumes has a dupe for this, Marc Jacobs Decadence, or Decadence? Yes, Decadence. And so I decided to get this little 10 milliliter bottle of it. Now, this is very interesting to me, and I still feel like I need to get to know this, but there's a lot to say about this perfume. So first off, it's discontinued if you're interested in getting the original. The original bottle is super cool. It looks like a purse. It looks really, really cool. I believe it was made from the same woman that made Marc Jacobs Honey, and I love that honey perfume. I once had that quite a while ago, and this is nothing like honey, but I thought, since I like honey, maybe I like this one. And I do like this one. So far, it probably has to grow on me, but so far it's not my favorite. But it's also, it is quite complex. You need some time to get to know this. I just feel like it smells iconic. I haven't heard anyone talk about this, which I find so strange that people don't have this in their collection. I feel like it's just, yeah, it's such a classic. I have to take some real notes on this because there's so much to say. So let's see what I wrote. It has that plum, which sometimes I love, sometimes I hate in perfumes. Plum is yeah, it's a risk for me. It's spicy, it's sweet, it has the vanilla, the creaminess, great for a night out or as a signature scent or as like a date night or something like that. It's a little bit strong. It kind of, I would put it in the same category as YSL Black Opium. It is seductive, unique, elegant, mature, warm, powdery, floral, green, rich, fruity, good projection. Yeah, that's right. It has a warm amber base, and It smells synthetic, but still sexy. And it smells confident. That vetiver, I think it's vetiver, veti, oh gosh. That note called vetiver is, gives it that masculine hint, but it's not, it doesn't make it too masculine because it has those soft notes combined. So, what else? It's a head turner, it's addicting, long lasting. Some might think it's too heavy. Yes, that's what I've written. Yeah. So this is not a typical summer perfume. I think it suits best the fall and winter, but I'm very curious about this perfume and I need to get to know it a little bit better. So that's why I put it in my summer perfume tray. But if you guys have tried this perfume, let me know in the comments what you feel or what you think about this. I would love to know your opinions. But yeah, I find this very interesting. Next up is Capri Summer by Skylar. Now this is one of my favorites, even though it's pretty far down in the ranking here. That's because I love all of these perfumes, but I decided to put it right here. I think this is such a nice scent. It is fruity, sweet, but not too sweet. It has something like peachy in it. I watched a video by Lauren May Beauty, and she found it to be a little bit similar to Marc Jacobs' Daisy, and I think she's right about that. I had Daisy way back. Yeah, I think there are some similarities. I get some citrus. It has some salt in it. It's just kind of juicy, but then it has that woody base. And it kind of lingers for a long time. I really enjoy this perfume. I really, really do. It layers well with Salt Air and Pink Canyon from Skylar as well. It just gives me like young vibes in a really good way. It brings me energy when I wear it. It's just, yeah, I really enjoy this Capri Summer scent. Next up we have Vanilla Vibes from Juliet Has a Gun. Beautiful sweet vanilla, or I would say it's more maybe on the saltier side, like a salty vanilla. It is really, really nice. It lasts for a very long time. It's warm and comforting, like almost like something I would want my mom to use, like in a good way. It's like a mom perfume, but in a good, comforting way. It's fresh, it's clean. I think it's great to layer with maybe a citrus scent because of that saltiness. It's not like salt, but you get like a hint of, the vanilla is more on the salty side than on the sweet side, but it's still a sweet perfume. That probably didn't make sense to you guys at all. I feel like it doesn't have many layers. It's pretty simple. It doesn't really change over time. I do get a hint of coconut, but I can't smell too many notes really. You have that vanilla, that citrusy note, and then coconut. That's pretty much all I can smell, but yeah, I like it. Next we have Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom something, number 71 Brazilian Crush. This is a body spray, but I've had a love-hate relationship with this one, and I think it is because I've treated it as a body spray and it just becomes very overwhelming and a lot for me, and like headachy and just too much. And now after I've started treating it as a perfume and only use, yeah, one spray really, I enjoy this one so much more. I get compliments from this. You get more of a hint of that beautiful scent that most of us love so much when we are into that gourmand scent from Sol de Janeiro. And yeah, I'm just starting to enjoy this so much more now that I treat it as a perfume and not a body spray, because most body sprays, the scent goes away after like 30 minutes to an hour. With this one, it lingers for a long time. It has great longevity on this one. So that's that. I usually do notes on my perfumes just so I can kind of refresh my memory. I haven't done that with this one, but basically it's just a nutty scent. Lots of caramely. I would put it in the same category as my Kayali Yum pistachio perfume, only this is more prominent of nuttiness, and it's a more simple perfume or body spray. You just get the vanilla and those nutty notes. That's pretty much it. While if you want a more complex perfume with more layers, I would get that Yum Pistachio. Compared to the pistache perfume that I got, Pistache Biscotti, is that the name? I can't remember. I'll put a picture up. Compared to that one is like straight up pistachio and only pistachio, whilst this has that caramely, really sweet caramel toasted almonds on the side as well. And yeah, I think it's a beautiful, yummy, almost like edible scent that I have learned to really enjoy. Next up is Salt Air by Skylar. I'm surprised that I like this as much as I do, because, and this is also something that's been growing on me. It's not similar to anything that I already have in my collection. It's not like a gourmand or anything. I would describe this as a fresh, clean scent. I think Salt Air is a very good description. I feel like yes, it's salty. It's kind of sharp in the beginning, but it just softens out in a beautiful way. It's like fresh linen on the beach, sort of. It's a little bit sweet, but it's mostly just fresh, and you can smell the bergamot in the beginning, which I enjoy that, but more so it has some sort of greenness to it, like, you know, when it's been raining on a green plant and you kind of smell that grass, or not grass, that green plant that has been rained on. That's kind of how it smells, but with that fresh breeze of air from the sea mixed in there. It's really nice. And this might be the only perfume that I would consider purchasing from Skylar as an actual perfume, like a bigger size. It's so nice. Very interesting to me. And it would be nice to have that kind of a perfume in my collection, where I have mostly sweet gourmands. Yeah. So I did talk more in depth about this perfume in my last perfume video. This is the Kayali Eden Sparkling Lychee. So I'm not going to go too much in depth of this one, but it's basically, oh gosh, it's such a beautiful scent. I really enjoy this one. It starts out as a pretty fruity scent. It turns more into a soft rose floral, but it's not like floral in a strong way that I don't appreciate. This still remains sort of like a gourmand scent, but with a hint of floral. and I really, really like that about this one. And then it just gets a musky, woody base. Um, yeah, just a beautiful summery scent that I absolutely adore. But unfortunately, it doesn't stay. Um, the longevity is pretty bad. It's about like around 3 hours. So that's the only bad thing about this scent. But other than that, I I think I would repurchase this one. I'm pretty sure. So really, really love this. All right, next up we have this one from Rituals. This is called Soleil Dior. Dior? Soleil Dior. Soleil, Soleil Dior. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it. It's supposed to mean golden sun. This is one of my favorite perfumes in my entire collection. It is, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It is a little bit difficult to pinpoint exactly what notes are in here, but it's a very light, fresh, aquatic, leaning to green scent. But I think this is the easiest for me to blind buy as a gift for people. Like if you have a problem, if you want to purchase a perfume for someone but you don't really know their taste in perfumes, I think this has the biggest chance of succeeding. I can't really imagine anyone disliking this scent. It's just like a fresh, easy scent to wear. So, so wearable. It has a little bit of a citrusy um, um, scent to it. It has some orange in it, I know. And you get that bergamot. It turns into a very, very, very light, soft floral, but it has a woody base of musk and cedar. It's just such a lovely scent. It could be, I mean, if I were to like blind sniff it and did not know what house this was from, I would have guessed that it was a clean perfume. It's just very non-offensive, just very average, but in a unique way. I would consider this to be unisex, and yeah, definitely going to be a repurchase of mine. I really enjoy this scent. Such a lovely scent, I think. Beautiful for the summer. And lastly, I'm going to mention these top perfumes of mine. They're always going to be on top. I love them all year round. They're just amazing perfumes. This one is the dupe version of Baccarat Rouge 540 from Eden. I just repurchased this. I used up an entire bottle of this, and oh gosh, and I can't get enough of it, so I decided to repurchase. And this is such a lovely scent, and I have never actually sniffed the original Baccarat Rouge, so I wouldn't know for sure that this is a dupe, but according to the reviews, it is. So I trust that, and when that's said, it is like one of my favorites nevertheless. All right, I just need to freeze for a second here because it sounds like I'm sponsored by Eden Perfumes, but I'm not. I just really love their dupes for these different popular perfumes, and I'll link them down below. But again, I am not sponsored by them. So this is going to remain in my collection for a very long time, I believe. And I have talked about this perfume over and over again. I'm sure you've heard of Baccarat Rouge 540, so I'm sure you know somewhat of like how this smells. And it's actually quite difficult to describe as well, but yeah, it's just beautiful. I don't think this is a blind buy kind of perfume. I think you might either absolutely love this or hate it, but for me, it's a complete love. If you have any questions about this, let me know. I'm not gonna go into this perfume too much, so we're just gonna leave it at that. And lastly, I'm gonna quickly mention my top favorite of all times, the Crueltyfree 1881. This has been with me from the very beginning of my perfume journey. I have loved this for like 25 years or so, or yeah, around 20 years. I have loved this perfume. As I've gotten to know different notes in perfumes, I've realized that this is actually a floral perfume, and yes, of course it is. I definitely can tell that this is a floral now, but back in the days, I felt like this was just amongst my gourmand perfumes, but it really isn't. It is a straight up floral, but in the best possible way. It, yeah, I can't really, and this is the most long-lasting perfume that I've ever tried. It stays on forever, and it is a very complex, super interesting perfume. But if you love florals, I'm pretty sure you're gonna love this. It's really difficult to get your hands out on these days, but I think once I get through this one, which this one I'm kind of saving, I'm gonna admit, I will purchase a dupe from Eden because they do have a copy of this, or a dupe of this. And Eden perfumes are one of my favorite like dupe perfume companies. They are from the UK, and they're a great cruelty-free, yeah, dupe company. So I'll probably try one of those. But yeah, this is at the top for me. Now, those were all the main perfumes I wanted to talk about, but I also got this Discovery set from Charlotte Tilbury a little over a week ago now, and I've been trying these out, and I thought I would give you a quick review of these. Like, this is more of a first impression, I would say, but I do have a good sense now of what these perfumes smell like and how I feel about them. So let me just first rearrange them into best and worst for me. So before I got these, I was pretty sure I knew what was going to be my favorite. I was wrong, but my least favorite out of these are More Sex. It's an interesting name, but I get it because it's very like strong and like out there, like very, yeah, it's an interesting scent, and it might grow on me. It could be like one of those scents that would grow on me, but I find this to be too masculine. It smells like a perfume a man well over 70 would wear. That's my first impression, but I might change my mind. I would say it's spicy, very, very, very leathery and musky, like a strong leather scent, kind of on the smoky side. At this moment, it's not for me, but I'm gonna give this a good chance and we'll see. Maybe I change my mind. Next is gonna be Love Frequency. Not because it's a bad perfume, but it is a very floral perfume, and I'm not typically into very floral perfumes. It's kind of unique, you know, like this is one of the only perfumes that are floral that I absolutely love, but this just has a little bit too much patchouli in it for me to enjoy. Now, I do find the opening quite interesting. The second that I spray it, I spray straight up sweet white wine, which is very, very particular, but really that's all I smell for the first 4 or 5 seconds. And that might be that pink pepper in the opening. I'm not sure what makes it smells so much like white wine, but yeah, it could be the pink pepper. And then that rose comes forward. It's like I can only really smell rose, which is, it's not bad. It's pretty strong, but it's just not for me. It's not something I see myself repurchasing at all. And that patchouli just completely destroys this perfume for me. So that's that. Next up, this was difficult, but I think I'm gonna put Calm Bliss at the next spot. I really enjoy the first like hour or so with this one, but as it completely settles down, that's when I start to dislike this perfume. I'm not sure why. It has a very nice, clean, fresh, spa-like scent with a citrusy top and a more watery middle, and then it has a musky base, but I don't know, I think it's that lavender that just takes over a little bit too much for me. I don't mind lavender a little bit, but when it's this prominent, it's just overwhelming for me, and it becomes too soapy. I think it would be nice to have as a candle or something like that, like a room spray or something, but not on the body. But I don't hate it. I think it's a nice, okay scent, but it's not going to be a repurchase. I think it's a wearable everyday scent, and I think there's an audience for this, but it's not me. All right, next is the one that I thought I was going to choose, or if I were to have blind bought this as a full-size bottle, this would be the one I would choose from looking at the notes. And this is Cosmic Power. And this is the most interesting perfume I've smelled in a long, long time. I've gone many rounds with this one since I first tried it, because at first it was like very off-putting. Like, this is not a good scent at all. Like, I really like get this off me kind of perfume. And I tried it again and again, and it was like, it was growing on me. This is so, so interesting to me. It has kind of a spicy note, like in the beginning. A little bit of like an incense scent, and the opening of this, which is not the opening, but I would say opening and the middle part of this perfume has this scent that I couldn't quite put my finger on. And so I had to do some research, and I have concluded with the note Elemi, which I've never heard of. This is completely new to me, is probably the note that I can smell that is very prominent in the opening and the middle part of this perfume. And it's super, super interesting. So Elemi is described as a fresh lemon pepper aroma with a balsamic undertone. And I'm quite sure that that is what I'm smelling, because it has a little bit of a citrus, which is probably that lemony part, but yes, that balsamic, very like incense undertone is super, super interesting to me, and I like it more and more. So this might be a perfume that I really enjoy as I get to know it more, but as of now, I don't love it, and I wouldn't want to smell like this, but I do find it very, very interesting. It's not super heavy. It's more like it's elegant and warm, and I find it energetic because of that elemi note, I assume. You get a hint of rose. It's slightly sweet, and then it becomes more wearable as it dries down, as that interesting elemi note kind of disappears. So yeah, I like it more and more as it becomes sort of a skin scent to me. But yeah, very, very interesting perfume but I think this is for a particular audience. It's not for everyone. So just keep that in mind. Next, I'm gonna put Magic Energy. So I find the bottle is very, I mean, they all look the same. They have just different colors, but looking at this bottle, it very much reminds me of something from Harry Potter. I like this scent a lot. It does remind me of Calm Bliss. It's kind of in the same category. It's fresh, more of a green scented perfume. Just calm, light, easy wearing perfume. It just, and it becomes better and better as it dries down. Very nice scent. Simple. I think it would be nice to have this as a layering perfume. I could see myself using this as an everyday perfume, very just easy perfume to wear, but it's not super, super special to me. Then at the top, when it comes to these Charlotte Tilbury perfumes, we have Joyphoria. It is what I'm wearing today, and this is the most similar to what my perfume taste is like. Most similar to the other perfumes in my collection. It is more of a gourmand. It has that vanilla base, and it has a hint of coconut in it, which I enjoy very much. I think it's coconut water, and when it's not super overpowering, it's really nice to have that coconut in there. The middle part of this perfume is a little bit soapy, but not too bad. It has those white florals in there, and out of all the florals, I prefer white florals the most because it's more like light and uplifting, and it has a woody amber base that I really enjoy. It's a nice everyday perfume. It is, yeah, it's just a very easy, good vanilla. Smells a little bit like sunscreeny, so it's a light version of a tropical, warm, sweet vanilla summer perfume. Yeah, so it's very much enjoyable, but to be completely honest, I don't think I'm going to repurchase a full size of any of these. I didn't find them to be so good that it deserves a spot in my collection, but I'm really happy that I got to try these out, and I found that, what was it again? Cosmic Power was super, super interesting, and so I'm so glad I got to know that LME note, which I've never smelled in any other perfume, so that's very interesting and fun to try out. Really, really exciting to try out those Charlotte Tilbury perfumes, but I don't think any of these are blind buys by any means, so yeah. Okay, this was probably a very long video. I'm sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed it though, and if you have any questions, leave them down below. I hope you have a great day, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!